So this past year has been an interesting one. I am very goal driven. Okay. The Frugal CrediTnista, the Goal Crushers Credit Coach. I am all about goals, about crushing my goals, especially since I've lost so much during the recession when my market at the time, real estate took a huge hit and foreclosures and financial woes and, medical crisis and all of that high risk pregnancy, like all of that stuff. And so once I got back on track, like I'm just very boom, 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 hitting my goals. So this was the first year in a while that I just did not crush it. And so, I mean, it was really something. Let me backtrack. What's up, partners? How are you? If you're new to my channel, I'm Netiva, the Frugal CrediTnista. I'm a financial educator, business coach, and strategist, and just love talking about all things that's going to up level your finances, your business, and your life. We are all about crushing some goals over here, but I ain't do it this year. Okay. So what happened this year? If you're part of the email community, you already know, left the link if you want to join us down below. But we had a family medical emergency, matriarch of our family, somebody whom I adore and love. And I was planning and prepping and mentally prepared for a physical decline. So I was ready for that. And I am the type of person that as long as I'm mentally prepared for something, it doesn't impact me very deeply. I'm able to be on it. And if you are the person in your family who people go to who don't expect to see too much emotion, but expect to see logic and voice of reason, who people come to for the concrete decision making, it's a lot of weight to carry. And so sometimes you have to be prepared mentally so that you don't put forth as many emotions because you have the responsibility of stuff on you, the decision making process on you. And so when I had to go through, I won't say I went through it, but when I witnessed the mental decline, I was ready for it. Like it just really threw me for a loop, and I couldn't express it because then it would have scared everybody. Right. So instead, I kind of had to like sit back in it and eat it, which isn't healthy. I have a life coach. Okay. I know it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I'm still processing how to go through this in a more healthy manner than I did this past year. But it's one of the reasons why I didn't crush my goal, because it just really mentally effed with me. Okay. So if we were just going to keep it real with each other, like it was just, man, it put me into a funk. Like I didn't want to crush anything. I wanted to like, just shock me. Like I was just like that, like shocked. And so when this new year started, I still am going through that process, but it's become more regular. I've learned how to navigate things. I've spoken with some people at the health facility. So I'm more prepped as far as mentally prepared. And it allowed me to not feel as bad as I probably would have felt knowing that I didn't crush my goal, because I am very, I won't say hard on myself, but I do set high expectations for the things that I want to crush. And most of my goals aren't like lofty. They're like habit based. They're, lifestyle based. They are financial based. Okay. Revenue based when it comes to my company. That one's a real hit. Okay. If we're keeping it real. So that's me. But anyway, one of the things that I did to like really, really, really process this, in case you're someone who didn't hit any or a lot of your goals this past year, is that I just kind of came to terms with it. Like I know that I can accomplish whatever goals I set forth. I have proof of that, and I know that this isn't the end of the world. I know it's not the end of the world. I know that if the goal is important to me, it's going to be crushed no matter what. That's one of the things that we teach inside of my Wealth on Fire Academy, is to set a strong, focused 12-month, no matter what goal. And it doesn't have to be like a whole bunch of different goals, but even if you focus on just one that you're going to crush no matter what, then do that. So even though I didn't do that this year, that doesn't mean that I didn't accomplish anything. Yeah, I had some little mini stuff that I got out of the way that I'm still very grateful for, very appreciative for, very proud of myself for, but I didn't hit those big, juicy, hairy goals that I set for myself. So what do? If this is you, I have a couple of notes that I took down on one of the things that you're going to do. For the most part, I did like come to terms with myself that I'm a goal crusher, or that I have everything inside of me to be able to crush whatever goal that I set before myself, because I know I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to create the strategy. I'm going to create notes on it. It's going to be written down. I'm going to have a vision board on it. I'm going to journal on it. I'm going to affirm on it. I'm going to pray on it, like all of that good stuff. So my goal setting system is on point. And I talk about this a lot, whether you're a part of the email list, whether you join any type of training, free or paid, whether you join my Wealth on Fire Academy. This is something that I firmly believe in because I actively do it. So number one, I had to reflect on the fact, okay, you didn't fail. Life happened. Pick yourself up. Go forth again. But I also did a review of the actual goals that I had listed down. Now that there's a time constraint and a mental capacity restraint, because like I said, we're still actively going through it, then I had to really look at the things that are super duper duper important, and had to make sure that the goals I set wasn't because I hit a certain age, or I call them ego goals. You know, now that I make this much, I should get this. Oh, I'm here. I said I will always do this. And making sure there were really heartfelt, passion-centered goals that really resonated and meant something to me. So those are the ones that I'm focusing on the most. And just also making sure that I have the health and insurance and all of those good things set up for me, so that when something happens to me, okay, we know it. I can't say if, I have to say when. That we are financially prepared, medically prepared, all of that good stuff. And for my husband as well. So it really got me thinking in other ways and shifting my goals. So one of the things that I would love for you guys to do is to kind of think about the mindset around your goals, your thought process around your goals. I want you to sit with them and really identify which ones are super duper important to you. Because a lot of the goals that I've been hearing from some of the people in my email community, and also Wealth on Fire Academy, is that people are setting goals based on what they should be at, based on what they thought. And sometimes it's not really something that resonates for you right now. Okay, so that's why that reflection is necessary. That's why prayer, if you're a spiritual person, is necessary. Otherwise, journaling, meditating in silence, affirmations, and just really getting centered and knowing that these are the goals that are really important, and why. Always ask why, and keep asking why until you get to the roots of the why. Because sometimes it'll be like, I just want a home. I want something of my own. I just don't want to be renting for somebody else. And then you get down to the nitty gritty of it, and renting may be the best option for you because you also don't like, yard work. You don't like fixing nothing. You want to, you don't have the additional finances to maintain the home. And I'm just using home ownership because that's one of the most popular things that people use. On the business side, you may want to hit this income goal, but you also may not want to be putting in the work to hit that income goal. Okay. And so sometimes you have to sit with the fact of, this is how much time I want to put in. This is the type of business that I want to make. I know that since I'm going about it in a non-traditional, go hard kind of way, it may take me a little time. So now let me start thinking and finding ways to create a strategy around it so I can hit that income goal and not kill myself in the process. Okay. We've had a lot of discussions with that on the business coaching side in our company. At any rate, also says, what did I learn? Okay. I always say failure is feedback. I got that from Damon off the Shark Tank. And that's one of my favorite quotes. I later found out it's from Robert Allen. Okay. I didn't know that at first, but failure equals feedback. So even though I know I'm not a failure, I did not hit the goal. Okay. That's fact. And so what lesson did I learn? Number one, I'm learning that I am just not a person that handles stress in that manner. People that I really, really care about well. I don't handle it well. One of my best sister friends is also going through a mental crisis, and I find myself distancing from her because it hurts too much, which is horrible. I know it's horrible. I do, but I still do it, and it also impacts me mentally because I'm not facing it. And because now that I know that, I know it's not something I can coach myself on. Okay. As a coach myself, I know this is something that I can't coach myself on. It's going to be something that I'm going to have to tackle with another coach in order to find more healthier ways to still be there for my loved ones and handle it mentally and still be able to accomplish the things that I need to accomplish, both in my business, my lifestyle goals, my family goals, my marriage goals, spiritual goals, all of that good stuff. And I also asked myself, who can help me when I'm stuck. That is hard for somebody like me. Okay, you already know, I already told you guys that people usually come to me. And so to just force myself to like think of people whom I can call on. Number one, I know that my husband's going to be there. He's my OG, right? I know my bestie's going to be there, but she's also going through some things. And so I'm always hesitant to go to somebody with my issues, even though they say they're there for me, because I know what they're going through is so much. So still haven't worked on that one yet. Still haven't worked on that one yet. And then I asked myself, how can I break down my big, hairy, no matter what 12-month focus goals into even more smaller steps? Because I'm like migrating back and forth, because there's so much going on and it's not going to stop at least for another 4 months, then I know that the first quarter and part of the next quarter is pretty much a wash. And therefore, it's going to take me a little bit longer to get to those lofty goals. But as long as I crush it, and I had to mentally be okay with that. As long as I crush it, that's all that matters. And as long as I am building up different muscles, mental muscles, emotional muscles, all of that good stuff, as long as I'm learning, as long as I'm getting that feedback, that can be enough. I'm still going to stretch myself, though. I'm not somebody that can sit back in complacency. Complacency left me broke. She ain't going back there. She is not going back there. So therefore, I've recognized that I still have to stretch myself. I still have to work for it, but it has to be balanced. Finding harmony is better, easier said than done, right? And then one of the things that I started to do is really time blocking and breaking down the schedule. And what small thing can I accomplish to get me closer to my goal? What small things can I accomplish to get me closer to my goal? That has been great. I've never been a time blocker because it kind of took away my freestyle creativity type thing. But I'm actually finding that it is really, really good when you have like limited time and different things going on to just kind of zone in and then communicate that time block to everyone so they know not to call you. Don't come in my office. Don't email me. Don't chat me. Don't do anything. This is the block. So it has been actually really great in just creating that boundary and that space for me to zone in and focus. Now, another thing that I actually suggested one of my wealth creators do inside of Wealth on Fire Academy is to write down what small wins they had recently. Because sometimes, at least in her case, she really was taking it personally. Like it was eating her alive and she started to blame herself. And that's the last thing that I wanted her to do. Like I said, that's not something that I personally did, but it was a disappointment. And so that you don't want that disappointment to fester and to get all into the nicks and cranny and create that subconscious mind starts, oh, you can't, you don't deserve, you're this, you're that. You don't need all of that. And so you have to really start listing down wins. And I also mentioned affirmations. They are everything to me. Words of affirmation are actually more empowering, encouraging, and motivational to me than vision. So a lot of people talk about like all the pictures on the vision board. I have more words on vision boards and phrases and all of that good stuff than pictures, just because when I go in front of it, it allows me to go in front of that vision board and starts reciting them out loud. And one of the things that I also started to doing was implementing a morning routine, morning and night routine. So I don't know if you guys, I don't have it on me. Let me see if I have that book over here. I have it somewhere, but it's the morning something. I'm gonna have to put the book in over the video because I don't remember. But he implements the Savers plan, the Savers method or process in every morning. So it is silence, which is meditation. It is affirmations. It is vision. It is exercise. It is, what is the R? Reflection, I think. And then the S is scripting, which is journaling. So I've been following that, and I might not be able to get all of it done in the morning, but I definitely come back in the evening and make sure that I wrap it up. One of the things R is reading, sorry. So one of the things I love doing at night is reading. It just allows me to center my mind on something positive right before I go to bed. Because before I was listening, looking at, reality TV or the news. The news is the worst. And then it will impact my feelings and emotions and all that good stuff while I was asleep. I was having like the most unrestful. It wasn't restful sleep. And so I just wanted to kind of go over that. And then every year anyway, one of the things that I do is that, and I actually emailed this on the email list. I'll have to put it on my inside of my online resource center so you guys can grab it. I'll put the link below. But I also have like a year-end reflection. Simple questions that I go through just allow me to recenter, reflect, refocus, release, so I can prep myself mentally to crush it. Because let's be real, the process for crushing goals is not easy. And it's primarily not easy because we have to implement habits, new habits, and our everything in us is resistant to that change. So we're literally fighting against old habits. We're fighting against the mindset around those old habits. We're fighting against a subconscious mind that's telling us and pulling us back to comfortability. So we literally have to fight to go over to that next level of change at every single point. And that's not easy, which is one of the reasons I always say you want accountability. You want people who are also achievers and who are rocking out, even if it's not the same goal. You want to definitely be up on your affirmations. If you're a prayer person, if you're a meditation person, you want to be out all those things because you have to make sure that you have put on that shield of armor so that when life hits at you and when your subconscious mind hits at you, when other people, especially those of you who are close to you, start to tear you down, that it doesn't break you and stop you. I'll never forget when somebody who's very close to me, I will not tell their name on here until I talk to them though. But I was starting my business and I'll never forget they said, well, I don't think you can do that. What? Me? I don't know that part of you. So I don't have any evidence that this is something that you can do and be successful at. As if I needed their evidence. And so, of course, as they started being successful, they told me, well, I just told you that to motivate you. I don't need your motivation. Okay, because point blank, I already had a list of my wins. I've already know the accolades that sis has already done. So what makes you think that by you putting me down, that that was going to motivate me? That's the type of motivation that I need. What you did was reveal yourself. Okay, because now I know, I see. So, well, that's one of the reasons why you want to kind of build that fortitude and put on that, mindset and affirmation and journaling, that leveled up suit of armor, so that as you go to each level, no matter how small it is, it's going to be uncomfortable, so that you can ensure that you have what it takes to keep going and push through that uncomfortability and fatigue and the excuses and all of that good stuff. So I'm actually excited for this year. It's going to look different from the past years. This is actually the first time that I've been knocked off my square. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is the first time. So it's new territory for me, but I know that I'm gonna crush it because I'm a goal crusher. And that's what we do. Amen. Right, partners? That's what we do. So if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, if you have experienced some of these things yourself and you have tips, I would love to hear them. As I mentioned, I'm still processing and working my way through this. But one of the things that also keeps me going is you guys. You guys absolutely know that I love what I do. I love helping people to start credit and financial coaching companies. We're now starting to branch off and help other businesses as well, creating passive streams of income and, making sure that they have the strategy and processes in place in different areas of their business. It's something that I love. And this channel was started based off of my personal finance business. I love empowering people to crush it in their finances. And the reason being is because I know what broke feels like. I know what it means to hit a certain level and then fall back down. And I know also the opportunities that are opened up to you when your finances on point. I know what it feels like to see you be able to uplift and propel your family forward when your finances on point. The eyes that you're able to open with your children, the stress that comes off of you and your spouse, and just a peace of mind. Being broke was stressful. Okay, it was stressful. Always a penny pinching, and dodging phone calls, not picking up phone calls, wondering what's in the mail. Like, I have been there. Right now, I really want to have as stress-free of a life as possible. And most importantly, I want you guys to have that as well. And that's why I'm always going hard. That's why I'm always creating, mini workshops and, affordable trainings and freebies and all of that good stuff to make sure that you really have what you have to crush it. So All right, partners. I will see you inside of the next video. I look forward to reading your comments. And again, any suggestions, help your partner out. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all on this one. So I will see you next time.